During the past few years, I built several super detailed theme parks in a game that's arguably not even really made for it. Theme Park Tycoon 2 is basically a simplified version of Planet Coaster, which I'm sure you've heard of. Its simplicity has charm, though, forcing you to get creative with how you get things done. On average, if you join the game, parks might look like this, or even this. But when some people build parks in this game, this is what happens. Today is the start of a brand new project of mine. At the beginning of this channel, I built Benny's movie park, which later was followed up by a second one, Movie Park 2. Today, we're branching out into movie themes I left untouched, especially for this project. Get ready for Benny's movie park, Heroes x Villains. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this very first episode of building Benny's movie park 3. Let's get into it. It is pretty obvious what all of this is going to be, just a superhero park, essentially. And it is going to be based on multiple IPs like Marvel and DC. Today, however, we're just going to build the main street, the entrance area, so let's get straight to it. First off, we're gonna need a path. Now, the whole first area is basically gonna be based off of Hollywood. Just a generic movie theme, I suppose. So let's see. This is going to branch out into 2 different lanes. Just something like this. And then let's fill all of this up with regular path. Previously, I said this park would be NPC accessible. I don't know yet, honestly. It could be cool, but you're gonna have to sacrifice so much on looks, especially for queues and that sort of stuff. It's just not gonna look great. Let's for now just say the main area is gonna be NPC accessible. The rest, I don't know yet. Now, since this is going to be Hollywood styled, let's add a curb. Of course, pavement is by far the best texture for this. Here you go, just simple, like that. And for some fun and realistic detail, I'll add some drains. And of course, not to forget the lines on the road, just leading you all the way into the park. There you go. Looking pretty good. Then all that needs is a zebra crossing, like so. And then that already... Oh, that looks so nice. This, of course, isn't an actual car road. It's just a road you can walk on. I just thought it was a pretty cool idea since many other actual movie parks have this. Now, let me just go ahead and copy this over here. Because at the very entrance, I will build a hotel. And this little road over here is basically going to be the way to that. So allow me to finish this up real quick and I'll be right back with you. Now, about that hotel... Let's actually lay the groundwork for that. I'll begin with just the base. Let's see. That will start right about here and then all across the side. Same thing on the left side. And then the corners to fill that up just perfectly like so. Now that entire thing is going to be the hotel with, of course, a bridge over this road to connect them. And then, well, this right here is going to be the entrance. But that's a problem for later. First, allow me to kind of finish this entire road in front of us, and then I'll be right back with you once again. Isn't that looking fabulous? In order for us to make the entrance, we really kind of have to work on the hotel first, so let's get to work. First of all, let's see, we need, I think, 2 stories, just something like this. And let's go ahead and give it that pale Hollywood kind of building vibe. Once again, I need to learn English. What is this? And then, well, let's go ahead and add some walls. This is, of course, not going to be an actual functional hotel. It's just going to be for looks. And I actually have a better idea than these edges over here. First, however, let's add some pillars, adding some quite simple detail to those. And in between these little squares, I will put the actual windows and rooms. First, however, we need an unnecessary amount of detail, just like that. This time around, I'm going to be extremely efficient and safe with the file size limit, the data limit. So hopefully we can actually finish this park properly, unlike all the last projects. And over here, let's put together a window design. It is all just using primitives, but I think this can look pretty sick. Let's go ahead and paint all of this first. Let's add a small balcony to kind of finish that off. There, that is pretty good. Let's see what happens if we try to copy it over. There you go. See, that is looking really quite nice. Then all of these on the other side as well. And of course, not to forget on the back. like that. Now the lower level of this on the inside of the park is gonna be something else, like shops maybe, I don't know. For now, however, let's focus on the hotel. And here is the great thing. Everything we've done so far, we can simply copy over like this. Incredibly satisfying. Then, as I said earlier, I have a pretty cool idea for the edges, so allow me to see if this actually works. Pillars over here are gonna be very important for this entire building. And you know what, this time around, I was gonna say let's not make it too detailed, but I mean, you guys know how this works by now. I do actually have hope for this park, however, because the superhero theme is much more modern, I guess. There's gonna be more buildings and less trees and rocks and that sort of stuff. Oh, and by the way, this is a lovely showcase of why these are actually kind of useless, at least for arches, because you're always gonna be stuck with a certain width, which means you can never fully control the angle, so I'll just stick with my own arches. And in this particular case, this works better anyway. But hey, I mean, this is looking pretty solid, at least. I really hope this isn't gonna backfire. And let's go and take care of the roof, because this looks hideous. Let me just go ahead and try something here first, because we have new textures. Here you go. What if we make this nice and gray? Something like that. Okay, so the color I'm not sure about, but the roof does look nice. Look, right over here I have these corner pieces like that. Dude, the amount of space I'm saving by doing the roof simple like this. Insane. Then we simply do that. And there you go. That is actually quite bland. Hold on a minute. What if we were simply to add some more windows on top here? We'll just shove some glass in there and then that's pretty nice. And then the... Oh no, what is happening? And then these we copy over to the other windows. Then now, what color shall we give the roof? Maybe red? No. What about a darker red, like this? A lot better, still not sure. What about blue for the roof? That has potential. It definitely adds some color. Yes! Guys, a pretty wild idea just came to mind. What if we did this for the entrance? Yes, that looks sick. I also opened up the inside so you can actually walk in. As I said, I'm not gonna make all the rooms. This is just like a little bit of a lobby, I guess. However, that is something I'm gonna build off screen because it's boring as hell. On the roof here, let's put some of these fan elements for some proper air conditioning in there. And then some random metal blocks that are like, I don't know, generators or something. There you go, that is pretty solid. Then for the exterior, just the tops of these round buildings are left, so let's get to work. On this, I'm gonna do a very similar thing as the layer below, just a bit smaller, a bit slimmer. So let me just get that done real quick. Here you go, nice and smooth. Now this might be a bit lazy, but what if we just did this for the roof? I mean, we can of course add a little bit of detail. To be fair though, all in all, it does look pretty fire. The only thing is we're now gonna have to copy it to the other side, which is going to take forever. But I'll get this done right here and be right back with you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, it is now finished. Or at least the other side of the hotel is. I did also give the second one interior. What? What is it? Oh. What is that? What is that? Ooh, that seems familiar. What? Huh? Guys, I've only just finished this hotel and it's already haunted. What is happening? That guy did seem familiar though. It's almost like I've seen him before. Anyway, by the way guys, this is Benny's movie park and you know what that means. It's been a while, but I am one for tradition and this is definitely a movie park tradition, so let's keep it up. Anyway, now that this hotel is finished, it's time to move on to the next part, which is the actual entrance. Now, I had kind of an idea for this, I just don't know if it's gonna look nice, so let's try it. What if we make two pillars like so? I'll add some bases, and then now comes the fun part. I'll grab a roller coaster, and using that, I will make a sort of gate design. Just like this. Because I think now it is symmetrical, yes. Let's try build. See, that's... dude, look at this. Is that not... okay, so let's try and see what the color should be. No, that is kind of strange. How about just gray, like black, gray kind of? Do you reckon that's... ooh, Do you know what? That's not bad. What I will do though is add some kind of connector pieces to the wall. Even, ladies and gentlemen, a little footer. Like that. I don't know why I'm going so realistic with all this, but I guess it's just fun. I usually skip this kind of stuff, so I thought this time, let's go for it. Then I have one final idea to really neatly spice this up. We'll make the inside of this circle just a tad darker. And on the inside of that, we'll later put the movie park logo. And about that logo, let's put that up here as well. Let's see, about this big. Let's add the decal I just made. There you go. Oh. And since these letters are pretty simplistic, I can easily make an extrusion for this. So let's go ahead and try that out. I'm not gonna record this because that's boring as hell. Boom! There you go. It is magic. Now let's go ahead and copy this all the way over to the entrance. Just like that. Does that... Now, for some realism, let's add some... I can see a theme emerging here. Realism. Crazy. Let's add some bolts where it's connecting to the actual letters. Here you go. So now it's properly hung up. And the cool thing about this sign is we can make it very big. And like I said before, I'll put them in here as well. Wait for it. There you go. Looking very nice. Guys, I have just realized something. What if we shove it in there? Look at that. Oh, that's incredible. What have I done? Why did I not instantly do that? I'm such an idiot. There is just one tiny problem. This track is way too many items for over there. For some reason, that's always a problem, so I can't put the actual track here. I can, of course, try to recreate it. I don't know who would do this willingly, but I guess here we are. I am not gonna lie, though. This appears to be surprisingly easy. I mean, it's not identical, but I mean, that's close enough, right? There you go. It's a bit more dense, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Let's see if it fits over here. See? That works. I'm just gonna try some things out and see if I can fit it in between these two. 1 second. Okay, so I made sure to open all of this up on both sides to make sure we're not wasting, you know, data on stupid stuff you don't see anyway. And then now I think we can shove this straight in. I made it a bit slimmer, a bit less wide. Shall we put it down? Let's go for it. Amazing. That is incredible. That is... Yep. That's great. The one in front though, with the actual coaster track, I will leave as it is, because it's kind of cool here, I guess. What I will do is delete the movie park logo so that the real entrance over there takes the spotlight. Very nice. I love this. In fact, why don't we add the turnstiles over here? And this time around, I'll use glass because these are fancy ones. Look, and on this tiny little console, you can scan your tickets. And even for the tiniest detail, a tiny green arrow. And then simply with the magic of the copy and paste tool, here you go. That looks amazing. And then on the other side over here is the exit one. There you go. That is just lovely, isn't it? Now, these edges, I actually have no idea what to do with yet. It is really gonna depend on the shaping of the entire park, so for now, that'll stay open. What I will do, however, is add some trees. And since this is basically a Hollywood theme, let's go with the obvious. Palm trees. And this time around, I'm gonna make sure to use scalable primitives so we can actually copy them over and make them smaller and bigger if we want to. There you go. That's quite a nice looking design, I guess. And then I'll just make a nice grassy color, something like that. And at the bottom around it, just a very simple little planter, kind of, just so it doesn't look that boring. So, well, let's see. We're gonna put these on the edge of this path. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. And the same thing on the other side. That is a bit less than ideal though. Let's just kind of move this around until it all looks decent. I'm thinking this. Yeah, that looks pretty clean actually. Instantly gives it that Hollywood kind of vibe too, doesn't it? I love it. I am thinking though, maybe we do need a bit of an like an info building, like on this side here, I guess. Let's open this up quickly and get to work. And I'm thinking we somehow reuse these pillars for it. We'll just have to make them a little bit shorter. I can't make this too detailed though. This just has to be really simple. We'll add some wooden planks on the inside, some similar details over here as the hotel. I do want to have some consistency, and then that's quite decent. Let's put some glass in there. We'll smack some of this stuff on it for shits and giggles, and then that is fantastic. And in these bad boys, we can put a sign saying information or something along the lines of that. You just blinked and I already made it. Let's see. Enable transparency. There you go. And we'll put that on there and there. So, well, that is bloody lovely. Then all this really needs today for now are some lights and maybe some benches. Let's get to it. because now we of course have new pieces. Let's see if this will look nice. And I can already tell it does. Let me go ahead and put that over here maybe. And on the other side. And then also a little trash can design. Something very different for a change. I always do the exact same kind of thing, but this one is different. Putting those next to the benches like that, and then that's really quite nice. There is really just one final thing, and that is some lampposts. Let's see if we can make something nice and classical for this main Hollywood theme. And I'm actually gonna use some of these hexagons for once. I can already tell this one is gonna be pretty extravagant. Then comes the actual lantern. Yeah, that is looking pretty decent. Time to copy these over, and then we should be golden for today's episode. I think all of this turned out absolutely fire. Going into this, I didn't really have a clear idea of the looks and style, mostly just a bit of the layout. Although I would even say everything in front of the actual hotel, I didn't really expect either. But that's just how I do things, I guess. I just don't really plan, I just go, and as I go, things happen. If you are excited for this series, for this park, please let me know down below in the comments. Like this video. If you want to see these videos early, make sure to become a member, because then you get early access. Depending on my schedule, that may sometimes be up to like a week or 2 weeks early. However, everything will eventually be available for the general public, so don't worry. Then I guess for today, that is pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell not to miss a single future video. Then I hope I'll see you in the next episode. Here it comes. Of building Benny's movie park.